Skipping Through Theatre podcast with Nathan and Maddie.
Hello, and welcome back to another Skipping Through Theatre episode.
Today our special guest is Sarah France. Sarah is an amazing actor and director. Some of her credits include The Third Visit, The Scissor Cut, and House on a Dark Hill. She's also done many more.
We are very excited to interview her on today's episode, so let's start.
Hi Sarah, we are so delighted to have you on the podcast. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm based in Shropshire. I have a 5-year-old son. I'm an actor. I've been acting for the last 5 years. I'm also a filmmaker, and I've written and directed some short films. And for my day job, I'm also a psychological therapist for the NHS.
What influenced you to be an actor and director?
I think I've always been quite a creative person, I suppose. So like at school, drama, art and music were probably the only classes I was really interested in, and probably the only classes I went to actually in the last couple of years. I couldn't really say that, but I've always been creative. I've always had an interest, and I've always really loved films. And I suppose it wasn't really until the last 5 years which I've really got into acting. I had a couple of roles as an extra, and then I kind of developed from there, really. Got experience of being on set, and I thought, I really want to do more of this. So I joined the acting academy, where I took some classes, and I've done lots of self-studying since then. And now I'm currently with the Midlands Screen Acting School, which is really good. And I suppose in terms of directing, it wasn't really something that I thought I would want to do. But when I'd written my short film, I thought, I can direct it as well, quite naive going into it. It's quite a lot of work. But I really enjoyed it. And I'm also co-directing a short film next month as well. I've kind of just developed, I suppose, and just got an interest for all different areas in filmmaking, not just acting.
Yeah, that's amazing. So could you share with us a fun memory you've experienced in your career?
There's so many fun memories, especially when you're working with people, the friendships you develop and things like that. I suppose one that comes to mind really, I was doing this film where I was like an evil barber, and I think the role was just such a fun role to play, something completely different from what I'm used to, really. And I got to, really display rage, and I learnt some screen acting, combat skills, and that was really fun. Just a really bizarre, random film, but that's probably the best fun memory I've got, really. Just having
That must have been such a fun role to play.
It was great. Yeah, I had to bash them with a baseball bat and do karate kicks and
all.
Wow.
Wow.
Such a laugh.
Gosh.
No one got hurt.
Yes. We know that you wrote and directed a short film called The Third Visit. Could you explain what it is about and what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, sure. So The Third Visit, it's slightly dystopian satire drama, and it follows a woman called Jo who's experiencing a bit of a inner conflict, really, about whether she's doing the right thing, whether her job is ethical. She's been brainwashed, really, that she's actually doing the right thing, that she's helping people. But over time, she starts to realise that actually her job isn't that ethical, and she's doing more harm than good. So it kind of follows that, really, that inner conflict that she has. And the film itself highlights lots of issues, so around addiction and mental health and just stereotyping of people, really. That's what the film's about. I suppose what inspired me to write it, lots of things, really. I think at the time, I've always wanted to write something, and I think at the time I wanted to make something more kind of meaningful and give a message, really. And at the time, in my hometown, there was some refugees that had moved in, and the amount of hate and ignorance towards these people was just disgusting, really, and it really angered me. And so I suppose that was kind of some of the inspiration behind it as well. Not to kind of judge people. If you were to actually stop and talk to these people, put yourself in their shoes, it might kind of change the way you think about people. So I suppose that's what the inspiration was behind it, really.
I think that was such a nice message that you portrayed in that, especially with the meaning behind it, because it is something that is quite a big problem
Yeah, absolutely. It is, yeah.
So what has been your favourite short film you've been part of?
Is it biased if I say my own?
Yeah.
I think actually thinking about it, I think it probably is my favourite film that I have been part of because I think just the whole experience, the work that went into it, the people that I met, forever grateful for, the help and support I got making that film and the memories as well. I think definitely it is my favourite short film.
Yeah.
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 Do you have any fun projects coming up?
Um, I'm co-directing a short film next month, which I'm really looking forward to. And the theme, I suppose it's not a very fun theme. It's quite a serious topic of domestic abuse. But I think, again, we've got a really great cast, really great crew, and I think it will be, although it is quite a serious message behind it, I think it will be quite fun to work with these people and create something hopefully beautiful.
So what do you enjoy the most about your career?
I think probably it is just being creative, whether it is, becoming a character, developing a character, writing or directing. I think it's just being able to, think creatively and create some cool stuff. I think that's probably what I enjoy the most, really. But also getting to meet so many amazing, talented people as well and networking and, the friendships that you make as well. I think that also is something I really like about it.
Yeah,
100%.
you meet so many talented people and it's so nice because you keep the friendship.
What does your perfect Saturday look like?
I suppose like life is really busy at the moment, and bearing in mind I'm in my 30s now. So I think, for me, a perfect Saturday would probably involve, waking up refreshed after 8 hours sleep, and then maybe going for a nice breakfast somewhere, going for a walk, having a bath. You can see where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just feeling really relaxed, really, and being able to really switch off. And I think that would be, like a perfect Saturday. And if I was feeling perhaps a bit more adventurous, I might go and see a gig or something, or some live music in the evening. Yeah, quite
Yeah.
simple person.
Well said, because I definitely agree with the relaxation, because
Yeah.
Saturdays, they just need to be chilled back. You've had such a hectic week. You just need time to sit back and relax.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Apart from in the morning when me and Maddie go to theatre school.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not doing acting and directing? Do you have any hobbies?
So I suppose I work, as well as a therapist. So it takes up a lot of time. But I like walking. I like being outside, like being with nature. I find that really relaxing. There's so many things I want to do as well. Like I'd really love to play the drums. I've got a friend who's a drummer, professional drummer, and sometimes she will give me the odd lesson. That's really fun. But yeah, I think just taking it easy, really. Most of the time, yeah.
In your short film, do you have a favourite scene you directed?
I think I see a lot of the scenes I was in. But I think that my favourite scenes are probably the ones where I wasn't in as much, because I could really focus on the directing. And one scene that comes to mind was it was set in a community hall, and there was this really powerful female leader character, and she was teaching a lot of trainee officers. And I really enjoyed the scene. And the actor that we had who played this female leader role, she was absolutely amazing, Sarah Navarro. She absolutely nailed the role, and it was just so lovely to see the scene come to life because it was everything I'd imagined. And yeah, she really pulled it off. It was really, really great.
Yeah.
100%.
So what path did you have to take to get into this career?
So I didn't do drama school or anything like that, really. I suppose I come into it quite late on, like I said, last 5 years. And I suppose attended various workshops, self-studying, watched so many films. That's always really helpful, and just learning from other people. Really, it just kind of developed slowly. Yeah.
What did you take for your GCSEs?
Drama, art, and child development.
Yes.
So you're very creative then with art.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely enjoy doing more creative things, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
This has gone so quick. Okay, last question. What was the biggest challenge you had to face when bringing out your short film, and how did you overcome it?
Oh, there were so many challenges, like so many. I think I went into that quite naive as well, not realizing the amount of work that goes into it. So just things like locations, like how difficult it is to secure locations, and then to have permission for filming and all of that. But we overcome it. We were able to get the locations that we wanted, so that was all really great. And I think we all just kind of put our heads together really, and got the best locations and problem solve that really. But we're still facing I suppose problems at the moment really, like with the editing. So the film isn't complete yet. It's still in post-production. But I have got a meeting on Friday about the editing, so I'm feeling quite optimistic about that. So hopefully it won't be too long. But yeah, there's just so many challenges, but yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, fingers
Yeah.
crossed. It's been a pleasure having you on today's podcast episode. Yeah, so it's come to an end. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, so thank you so much for inviting me. The pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Skipping Through Theatre podcast with Nathan and Maddie.